What we're going to do is take a fixed layout epub and look at a number of epub 3 readers and see how that handles the fixed layout epub that we've got. Now we're going to start off with Adobe Digital Editions, and we're going to open this one up here, and if we say reading, we can take a look here and see PDF view, everything is ghosted. EPUB size, everything's ghosted, because with a fixed layout EPUB you cannot change anything with it. It's a fixed size and you cannot change that. So let's double click and take a look. Now we can hide this to make it a little bigger, and up here we can also go full screen to make it a little bigger so we can read it a little easier. Notice down here at the bottom we have arrows to move us to various places. Let's take a look at the special features built into this particular EPUB first. As you can see here, it's got a table of contents, and we can go to any particular place just by clicking on, say, on preface, and it drops us here. One of the things that Adobe Digital Editions allows us to do is to actually highlight text, so we can just highlight it using the mouse here, say highlight, and when we go back here we can take a look at what's been highlighted and single chip computers, so we can use that as a reference. Now notice down here at the bottom we have various chapters. We have table of contents. We can click and go back there quickly. We can go to any particular chapter, such as introductory chapter, and up here we can go to specific items in this particular chapter. Now one of the things that's kind of interesting about this, besides having clickable links, we also have anything with a pink box around it is a video. It's a YouTube video, so we can click on that and launch a video that explains details of this in a little bit more depth. Now some of the things you can do is with this you can say subtitles off, English auto-generated, and then you can go back here, which is kind of neat, and you can say auto-generated auto-translate and put it into any language you like, such as traditional Chinese. And if we then go full screen and start playing, it might be a little bit fast, so let's listen to it.
In the 1960s, this was a home computer.
And you might not follow the closed captioning that easily, so what we can do is go here, change our playback speed to say 0.75, which makes it maybe a little bit more understandable and easier to read the closed captioning.
What you did was you programmed it in binary code. And over here, before we started,
so once we want to go back, we can just hit the escape key and we can close this window, and we're right back to our EPUB, so we can actually look at any of these videos. So this is a video, that's a video. There's a lot of videos throughout here, as well as we have links to information such as hardware abstraction, and we can read things in here and get a little bit more detail as you go through the book. So the book itself has a lot more depth than just a standard EPUB that you've got. So if we go down here, we can click on this and we can search for something that we want, such as SPI, Serial Peripheral Interface, and then we hit enter. Notice it says we have 88 matches, and we might want to have, say, switch hookups for the SPI. So it gives you a little bit more information than just SPI. We just double click and it takes us to that page. And again, notice up here we have different things we can go to in this chapter: SCI program, escape sequences using Alt-R, and we can also just jump back to here, but we can go to any particular place by doing this search to put a bookmark on a particular page. And then no matter where we go, we can go back to here and then go right to that bookmark again just by going here. So these are some of the standard features that you would find in an EPUB reader. Now one would think that Adobe Digital Edition should basically work consistently between various operating systems, but in terms of Windows 10 it does not. For instance, here if we go here and search for, say, SPI, it says no matches found. If I go here and do a Control F and I search for SPI, again, no matches found. However, if I go to Serial Communications Chapter 3, do a Control F and type SPI, we'll only find SPI on that page, because if I go next, 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 it just cycles around that page. So that is an issue. One thing you can do though is you can say, let's highlight uses only 4 pins, MOSI, and so forth. Let's highlight this down to here, and then we can right mouse click and say add note to text. And what we can do is go to here and click on SPI, and you'll notice down here the E is being highlighted, so we can go here and find more information about the SPI. And we will now right mouse click and type copy. And if we go back here and click here and paste, so we can actually make notes as we go by. If we click here, that'll put that away. We go to another page, and then if we want to bring that up again, we can just go here, and there's our information there. So you can make notes on Adobe Digital Editions as we've done for the other version, but the search option doesn't seem to work properly. An alternative to using Adobe Digital Editions on Windows 10 is to use Redium, which works under Chrome OS under Windows 10. Now the nice feature about it, let's just go ahead one page here, is you can go up here to Settings, and you can go Document, and say Save Changes, and then you get everything is a lot bigger to read, which makes it very, very useful. And you go ahead a page, go ahead a page, go ahead a page. So all of these things make it so much easier to read on a laptop or a desktop unit. However, things such as searching are not available, but as before, what we found is that if we go to the next page, we do have the ability to still use all of our information here at the bottom to go to a particular chapter, to go to a particular part, and again to launch videos and to go to web links and so on. Everything else works, it just makes it a bigger page. So this is one of the better options, I think, in Windows 10. For the Mac desktop or laptop, iBooks is probably one of our best options. As before, we can just go ahead one page like we've done here, and if we click on this little guy here, it has all the pages listed along the bottom, and we can very easily move this slider along to go to whatever page we want to see, and then just click on that page. Now, as before, we do have up here the ability to click and search for things like SPI, and again it's going to give us all of these possibilities with little chunks of text to see if it's in the right context. So let's go here, and again we should be able to just highlight our text. In this case, we can copy it somewhere onto notes, whatever we want to do. We can make notes that way, or we can just say start speaking.
Switch us to the same SPI interface.
So we have a number of options here, and again, we can go to any of these links very quickly. We can launch videos, all the things we did before in iBooks. However, the one thing about fixed layout EPUBs is they're originally designed for using on iPads and other pads of that nature. So let's take a look at how that works on an iPad. If we look at iBooks on the iPad, you can very easily go to any of the pages just by sliding here, and you're to that page. And again, you can click here and you can go to any particular subsection, do all the things that we've done before. The biggest option here is that you can actually go here, and if we go here, this is even better. You can see all the pages full screen as to what page you really want to go to. Let's take a look at Cloud Shelf. Now Cloud Shelf does all the same sorts of things, except it has one other option that you may not have seen before, and that's the right option. So we can go up here and click on this and do a sketch. We can say let's make this completely transparent. We can click here, we can highlight things, we can make drawings on here, whatever we want to do, and if we say done, and it doesn't matter where we go, we can slide here as we've done before, go to another page, but at any time we can always go back to here and look for marks and notes and go right to that page with that same diagram. And you can put in any kind of notes you want, and when you're finished you can clear and get rid of it and it's gone. The only problem we have here is that we can't do auto translate on our closed captions, but what we can do here is we can go to this little guy here and go down here to where it says more, and if you happen to have Firefox installed on your iPad, you can actually say open in Firefox, and you can go here, you can say subtitles, English auto generated, auto translate, and pick whatever language you want to have the auto translation in. The other thing though that it does is you should go up here and change your default to 720p again from 320, and you should be able to run this and see your closed captioning in whatever language you want.